my dreamers. Listen, do I have another amazing, powerful message for my dreamers today? But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and come join the dream team. Okay? Period. And also don't forget to share this message. You never know who may need this message, okay? This message today is about somebody who's listening who is trying to be their own God. They are trying to have control over their whole life. They want to make the decision. They got the answers. They think they know what they're doing. They not listening to God. But God is saying he about to shut it down because you in the way of what God is trying to do in your life and his kingdom. And let me tell you something. I can share this message because I was once that person. I wanted to be in control of my situation. I wanted to know the outcome, the answers, and where I was going. I needed to know the time, how he was going to do it. And if I did not, I had a control thing where I will go crazy if I didn't know what was going to happen next. But I'm here to tell you today that that decision that I made, that journey that I took, it left me with a hard head and an achy eye because I was always crying. I was always left feeling defeated, hopeless. I was always feeling like my back was up against the wall. I was running in circles. But I want to set you free here today because I want you to know that whenever you're trying to take control, you're not trusting God. You feel that you can do better than God. And sometimes maybe you don't feel better that you can do better than God. Sometimes you feel that God is moving too slow. And you want to get this show on the road. You're like, you know what? God, I have been praying. I have been pleading, begging on my knees, praying every night and asking for deliverance, asking for the answer, the abundance, the overflow, the blessing. I've been asking you, God, over and over again. It's been 7 years later and I'm still in the same cycle. And so now you think that if you can take control, if you can do what God can do, you'll do it in a matter of seconds. But baby, let me tell you that you only set yourself back for where God is trying to take you. See, control is an illusion of faith. It's not the truth. It's a counterfeit, an imitation of faith. And it makes you believe that you have the answer to what you're looking for. But guess what? Faith does. Faith is the key to your answer. And I know that we hear it over and over again. I know that we say, oh, I know I got to keep the faith. I got to keep the faith. No, keep the faith. Keep the faith. I know it sounds cliche. I know you hear it over and over and over again. But that's what God requires of us. Faith and obedience. If you can keep both, you can get on the right path of where God is going to take you. Yes, it may not happen overnight. Yes, you may struggle. Yes, you're going to go through it. But you're going to say it was worth it at the end. And throughout the journey, right? Throughout your journey, you're going to actually learn something through all that pain that you experience. So it's a win-win. But when I was going through it, I mean, there were so many heartbreaks that I could have prevented, so many letdowns. And I look back at my circumstance and my situation, and I was just like, I kept trying every single thing. I kept trying this, that, this, that. And God was like, are you tired yet? Are you tired of going back and forth? Are you tired of, going in circles, the same cycle? When are you going to surrender and give it to me? And that's why if you listen to my previous videos, I am big on surrendering. Because if you surrender, your answer is in your rest. Your answer is in your pause. Your answer is in the moment where you are in isolation and nobody can interrupt and distract you. Is when you can really hear the voice of the Lord. Sometimes we're always on the go. We're always on the move. We're always surrounded by individuals and we can't hear God's soft voice because it's always distracted by the loud chaos not meant for you. It was the distractions of the enemy. And he wants you to believe that if you're moving, if you're grinding, if you're hustling, if you're making it happen, that you're on the right path. But let me tell you, God is not as God of the spirit of hustle. God and hustle don't go together. Not real bad. They don't. Hustle is of the world. The world tells you to hustle, hustle, hustle. You got to make this happen. You got to work all day, 2 jobs. Make sure you make it happen. Hustling. And then by the time you done, you wore out and you ain't even got enough still with you for what you need. God is a God of peace. God said, you know what? I got something for you if you just rest. Yes, you got to do your part. I'm not talking about being lazy, just sitting around waiting for a wish to come true, right? I'm talking about those who are still working, doing their part, meeting God halfway, but allowing God to have the outcome. Trusting God with the results. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, we can't control the results. We can try to perform our best, put out the best marketing, do the best thing that we can do, but God still has the results. And yet somehow we believe that if we do a certain runaround, hustle, or grind, that we can still see the results that we want. And maybe you will see some results, but it ain't gonna last. You're gonna be wore out. You're going to be tired. You ain't going to be able to do the same thing you just did just to get what you just tried to get. But if you surrender and let God take control, quit trying to be your own God, let God be God, and watch what he does in your life. He's going to blow your mind. I found my biggest blessings in my place of surrender, my place of rest. When I finally said, you know what, God, I'm going to get out my way and I'm going to allow you to step in front of me, be my God, be my Father, and I'm going to trust you with my life, trust you with my children, trust you with my future, my calling, my speaking, my books. I'm going to trust you because I know that you have the answer to what I'm looking for. And I trust you because you never left me nor forsake me. You have shown up, showed out every single time that I needed you. So why would you leave me stranded now? Why would you forsake me now? Don't let the enemy trick you out of your blessing. Don't let the enemy trick you out of what God has in store for you. Because let me tell you this today, God has something in store for you, but you got to get out the way. You got to let God be God because you've been idolizing yourself for too long. You ain't got what it takes to do what God's trying to do for you. I know you think that you Superwoman and Superman. I know you think you got it. I know you think you got it under control. But you are not the Almighty. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you're smart. Yes, you're intelligent. Yes, pat yourself on the back. Yes, give yourself grace. Yes, show yourself love. Yes, clap for yourself. I'm not telling you to down yourself. I'm telling you that you just powerful than God. Yes, you're powerful, but you're not more powerful than God. He is your creator. He's the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. He's the God of all gods. So he has what you're looking for. Surrender. Let him be God in your life and watch what he does. I love you, my dreamers. See you next time.